Football's number one. Number one.
Back to ProSportsRoom.
I almost said it, but that's not my line. I almost said it.
Know your role.
Yeah.
This is
I'll just stay in the back.
stay in your lane.
I'm gonna start doing podcasts from over here. Just film sideways every now and then.
Sideways. You're just over there like this. Welcome back, guys, to our third podcast of the 2017-2018 NFL season.
That's right.
Yeah.
No competition this year.
No competition. We on our own. We out here. Once again, I want to thank you guys for tuning in. If this is your first time listening, make sure
Potbelly Sports trying to
you guys
or
make sure
what's it called? No tuxedos.
Make sure you guys go ahead and subscribe and like and comment on this video. We got lots of stuff to talk about for you guys today, so we're just gonna go ahead and jump in it. This Saturday on my way to Tampa Bay Bucks training camp, I got a notification on my phone, and it was saying that LaShawn McCoy and Tyrod Taylor have officially been put on the trading block via the Buffalo Bills. So I wrote an article. I'm sure you guys have read about it. If you guys haven't, then you guys should check it out. But I've already said where LaShawn McCoy should go, one of the places. But I want to hear from you, and then I'll counter back after where you think LaShawn McCoy and Tyrod Taylor should potentially be traded to.
As far as what teams could use him, Tampa could use LaShawn McCoy. I'm gonna deal with him first. They could use him. Also, the Colts could use him. The Colts need a running back. Frank Gore's getting old. But what would make the most sense, and what I thought they would do this offseason, and it's already been known that Aaron Rodgers needs help.
Yeah.
Now, if LaShawn McCoy went to the Packers, they would probably be my Super Bowl.
That would be a Super Bowl team right there.
Now, also, even the Giants, and especially if Odell Beckham gets sidelined for a couple weeks.
And Brandon Marshall, too.
If he gets sidelined for a couple weeks due to that nasty hit he took, the Giants, they're going to need, good players while he's out. So, me personally, I think I would like to see LaShawn McCoy with the Giants. As far as Tyrod Taylor goes, I'd love to see him in Jacksonville. I'm not going to say the Rams because Goff is looking pretty decent.
Goff is legit this year. 10-win team. I've already told you.
I'm happy with them. Now, maybe the Vikings could use him.
Ooh, that'd be a nice
trade Sam Bradford for Tyrod Taylor. Maybe it's just me being biased. I don't buy into Sam Bradford just because of what he did for us.
Right.
But there's a lot of teams out there that could use Tyrod Taylor. The Broncos are another one of them. The Broncos would be a good pickup.
Good pickup too.
But there's no telling it. It'll probably be teams that don't even need him.
Yeah,
kind of like the Saints getting Adrian Peterson this offseason.
There's no need in getting him. They just picked him up
just because.
LaShawn McCoy, like I said, I feel like if he went to Tampa, they would automatically win that division. They'd be a playoff team. And it's not because that Doug Martin's bad or anything like that, but LaShawn McCoy's consistent, and adding Doug Martin and having that as like a 1-2 combo would be legit. So that would be like my NFC team, like who I think he should go to. But if I were to pick an AFC team that he should go to, he should totally go to I just had it, but now I forgot. Now I have to run through all the teams in my head because I can't remember which team I was just talking about.
Indianapolis?
No, not Indianapolis.
AFC South?
No.
AFC North?
He could go to the Ravens, and that would be a good pickup for them.
Good pickup.
He could always go back home back to Philly. I know that's not AFC, but I think that's what I was actually gonna say. Like, he could either go to. Any team that he goes to, they're immediately
Gonna get better.
And if he goes to a team that was in the playoffs or has potential playoff abilities, they'll be a playoff team right then and there. Now for Tyrod Taylor, that's probably who I was thinking AFC. Tyrod Taylor, he could easily go to Indianapolis because they don't have a quarterback right now. Because who knows how long
And you know what?
he's going to be hurt for.
Andrew Luck gets hurt all the time.
Yep. You don't
Trade
know how
him.
long he's going to be hurt for. Tyrod Taylor would actually be a really good fit if he sat 1 year. All he would have to really do is sit 1 year behind. If he goes to Arizona, that team has just gotten 10 times better. Carson Palmer's not going to stay there for long. Larry Fitzgerald's not going to stay there for long. You pick up Tyrod Taylor, you build around him.
Yeah.
And with him and David Johnson, and that defense is already really good.
Yeah.
I like that. I like that a lot.
What about the Jets?
The Jets are not going to
Send both
pick
of
up.
them over.
I mean, we'd be good, but we wouldn't be playoff good.
No.
So I wouldn't want them to come to my team just because we're in a rebuild state.
Yeah.
I don't want to start my
Because
rebuild
they'll only be there for 1 or 2 seasons.
Yeah, I don't want to start my rebuild off with bandaged players.
Yeah.
You know, that's not what I'm looking for.
You want to
Sorry,
rebuild
guys.
through the draft.
I want to rebuild through Bryce Petty. We've already talked about this.
Oh, yeah. We have talked about it
So-
plenty of times. I don't know what I was thinking.
AFC North. The AFC North for our divisional breakdown this week is going to be obviously the AFC North and the NFC North. So we'll start off with the AFC North. And the 4 teams in the AFC North are the Steelers, the Bengals, the Ravens, and the Browns. Now, usually I read off who they're playing against, but every time I mess it up. So,
No confusion today.
yeah, no confusion. I'm not even going to bother. But obviously the AFC North plays against each other twice. I still see the Steelers coming out on top in that division. You can't really, now that Le'Veon Bell's not going to be suspended, Antonio Brown's not suspended. You know, Martavius Bryant.
He's out for a couple games.
He's out for a couple games, but they still have
They got
great
Antonio
receivers.
Brown, yeah.
They still have great receivers behind them.
They got T.J. Watt now.
They got T.J.
looking good.
Watt, who's looking real good. I mean, Ben Roethlisberger's back, even though he's, you know,
Big Ben.
Big Ben. He's
just there now.
just there now. Their
Greatest
secondary
Steelers
is
quarterback of all time.
young, but it's gotten a lot better than it has from last year.
They'll be in good shape this year.
Yep. So I have second in that division is the Cincinnati Bengals, and that's just because the other teams in that division aren't going to be that great this year.
And you know who I think's going to be on the trading block here soon? Or requesting a trade or leaving as soon as free agency.
AJ Green?
open? He's gone.
Yeah,
He's done.
I see Cincinnati at number 2, barely making the playoffs or barely missing the playoffs. It's going to be one or the other. The Ravens are going to be a solid 7-9, 8-8 team because Joe Flacco's out for 6 games. Never mind, take that back. They're going to be a solid 6-10. And the Browns, they're going to be lucky to have 2 or 3 wins, especially with Brock Osweiler starting. Don't get me wrong, that defense is going to get better, but that defense isn't going to win them a lot of games.
Yeah.
Jabril Peppers is there, that's cool, but Jabril Peppers is also learning his first year as an actual true safety.
Yeah, because he never really had a position in Michigan.
No.
But, I mean, the Browns, as far as rebuilding, they're doing a great job right now.
Yep.
This is their...
This is their
like
makeup year.
Yeah, this is the start of what you're going to see out of Cleveland.
This is the
year.
prequel year.
Yeah, they're gonna be good real soon.
Yeah. The Browns have the potential of being good. They could easily be the 3rd best team in this division and have the Ravens at 4. It just depends on how they play. But it depends on also who starts. Deshaun Kaiser was doing really good, but they announced that Brock Osweiler was going to start, which that's fine. Like we've said before, it's fine. We understand it's just preseason.
Yeah, and
you got to give the veteran his chance. But at some point around week 5 or 6, when Brock Osweiler throws 3 picks in one game, be sure to see Deshaun Kaiser getting suited up and getting ready to start.
Yeah.
And that's one reason why the Browns will be bad this year. Having an open quarterback controversy like that on your team is very bad.
Yeah.
Look at the Jets last year. We won 4 or 5 games last year, barely, and we had open quarterback controversy on there, you know?
Yeah.
So you can't have that on your team because that just sprays bad blood all over the place.
Yep.
Who you got?
Pretty much the same order, but it is the same order. Steelers, Bengals, Ravens, Browns, but I think the Bengals and Ravens are going to be a lot closer than everybody thinks. I think their defense will keep them in a couple games while Flacco's gone. Solid 8-win team, I think, with the Ravens. But, I mean, the Steelers are going to run away with this division this year. It's going to be pretty easy.
Just looking at the Ravens' offense, even without Joe Flacco, there's not a lot of weapons on there. Like, you picked up Joe Mixon, but you're also relying a lot on a rookie running back. And, I mean, I don't remember them picking up any big-time wide receivers.
Who?
The Ravens.
Oh, Joe Mixon went to the Bengals.
Oh, Joe Mixon with the Bengals?
He's with the Bengals.
Oh, well, then I don't even know who's on the Ravens.
They got Justin Forsett. Now, they picked up Jeremy Maclin. I think that's a good addition, deep.
I forgot about that.
Because a lot of people are sleeping on Maclin because he was with the Chiefs for 2-3 seasons, something like that. And with the Chiefs, they're not, a vertical offense. They're game managing, drive down the field offense.
I think it's a worst case scenario for Jeremy Maclin, especially on like fantasy, because Joe Flacco's out for 6 games, so that he's not gonna.
Right, but when Joe Flacco comes back, and I mean, if he comes back sooner than expected, then
I can see them being
I
can see them being a 10-win team if he gets back sooner.
Yeah, because
I
do think that defense is good enough to keep them in a few games. Now, speaking on the Browns again with their future, I mean, they're looking good because they're rebuilding and they're finally rebuilding right.
Yep. They didn't draft the quarterback first pick.
Yeah, I know. And they drafted a solid quarterback with, later in the draft.
The 2nd or 3rd round? That's smart.
Something like that. But, I mean, the Steelers, Roethlisberger's getting older. I mean, they still got a great offense without Roethlisberger, but at the same time, you can't really put that on a new quarterback unless it's a veteran, coming over from free agency.
Like a Tyrod
Taylor. But I could see the Steelers falling off pretty soon. And like I said, I don't think A.J. Green's going to be there much longer. So
that's surprising. Like that surprised me when you said that. Like, because that would mean no A.J. Green.
Mm-hmm.
You would have Joe Mixon. And then you would potentially have no Giovanni Bernard or the other one. I can't even remember the other one's name because he doesn't get that much attention anymore.
Well, I just don't see why they even. Joe Mixon was a good.
But why did you pick
running
up?
back?
You have 3 running backs.
Yeah, why did you pick him up? It's kind of the same thing with the Saints picking up AP, but
no, it's like them picking up Kamara. Like, you have Ingram and AP, so why pick up Kamara?
Yeah. So, I mean, it's pretty much the same. The Steelers are going to run away with it easily this year.
So we're halfway through preseason,
Mm-hmm.
and we've already said that we can't stand preseason because everyone overreacts in preseason. But who are your preseason studs?
I got one.
You only got one.
I got 2
preseason
preseason studs actually.
So you should have more than that. But
they're both on the same team.
Oh, jeez. Here you go.
I'm very pleased with both of them. Jared Goff and Cooper Kupp.
Oh, Jared Goff and Cooper Kupp.
Cooper Kupp is looking phenomenal.
Cooper Kupp is looking 100.
He is looking great. And I'm so excited about that because we haven't had a number 1 receiver since Torrey Holt left. We haven't had one.
Yeah, but he won't be your number 1. He'll be your great number 2. And Sammy Watkins will be your great number 1.
Well, he's not surprising. That's why I said, I should have clarified that. Yes, Sammy Watkins will be the number 1, but we're going to have 2 great receivers.
Yeah.
And like I said in the last podcast, Tavon Austin's going to be in the slot like he's supposed to be.
Yep.
I'm so excited for this offense this year.
And like me and you were talking about yesterday, there's going to be a lot of substitutions going on. So one minute you're going to have you're going to have Cooper Kupp, Sammy Watkins, and Tavon Austin. And the very next play, you could easily have Robert Woods, Tavon Austin, and Cooper Kupp.
Cooper Kupp.
All over.
We got Josh Reynolds, Pharaoh Cooper.
And it's like all over the place. So Cooper Kupp could be lining up at the 1, and Tavon Austin could be lining up at the 2 with Woods at the 3, and you're like, what's going on? I don't even know what's going on anymore.
And the great thing about all these receivers is they can play any spot. Like, you could put Sammy Watkins in the slot easily.
And what about your boy Goff?
Goff, I have one complaint, and, I mean, it's just small. He needs to put a little more zip on the ball. I was watching his throws. He's kind of floating them up in the air. He needs to put a little more speed on that because I don't need a lot of picks this year. But I got one more, actually, that I was thinking of. He is not failing to impress. Christian McCaffrey's looking really good.
Everyone's talking about Christian McCaffrey.
He's looking good.
And I'm like, yo, that's really cool. Like, I'm glad the kid's coming out and doing good, but I still don't have high hopes for him.
Well,
do you have a preseason dud? We'll throw that one in here.
Easy.
Who?
Blake Bortles.
Well,
this was supposed to be Blake Bortles' year to, finally bury all the hate and,
silence all the critics.
Not just that. Not just that he's playing bad. He's playing horrible.
Yeah.
Horrible.
I'll give you a preseason dud, and he's on the same team.
Who you got?
Leonard Fournette.
Well, I mean, he only played one game though.
Yeah, but what was it? He had 5 carries, 28 yards, and a touchdown.
Yeah.
I mean, don't get me wrong. Yeah, that's averaging 5 yards, but he had one play where he got 15, and the other were just kind of run and stop, run and stop, run and stop.
I think what a lot of people with Leonard Fournette, though, what a lot of people are looking at is how hard he hits the hole, though.
That's fine.
I haven't seen a running back hit the hole that hard since Steven Jackson.
He can hit it as hard as he wants. I just don't think that he's going to last long in this league. And unfortunately, just like Steven Jackson did, he won't last long in this league at all. Steven Jackson lasted in the league until he left the Rams, and that's because he was the Rams.
He was the Rams. Steven Jackson could have easily been a Hall of Famer if he wasn't on the Rams.
Yep. My preseason stud, nobody on the Jets.
Not even Bryce Petty?
I mean, my boy Bryce Petty. I mean, we've already talked about this. Bryce Petty is my stud.
He's always your stud.
He's the jam. I think he's, starting quarterback starting caliber quarterback. However you want to say that. Material. But preseason stud, it's going to have to go to Jameis Winston and Mike Evans.
They are looking good.
I can tell you guys this from seeing them personally, seeing them with my own eyes on the practice field. Jameis Winston and Mike Evans are finally having fun this year. And it's not about do I need to hurry up and they are having fun.
And I'm so glad we don't have to play them this year.
Yeah. I mean, we have to play them this year, but we're going to win, and that's only because we'll be there.
Okay.
I plan on being there and getting Jameis Winston sick for one game. Having my boy Ryan Fitzpatrick.
Just make sure you sleep with a fan in front of you, and then just go cough on him.
Yeah.
Make him real sick.
So, those two guys are just straight studs.
Yeah, they are looking really good.
A majority of the rookies that are coming out, they're looking like studs too.
Yeah, rookies are not bad this year.
Corey Davis has been quiet, very quiet. I haven't heard a lot of Corey Davis, but I have heard a lot of Tawan Taylor.
Yeah.
My boy, I've already told everybody I had high hopes for Tawan Taylor, and he's exceeding those expectations.
Jeremy Lamb's looking good.
Oh, too soon.
Oh, dadgummit.
I love Lamb, man.
I do too. I'm sorry.
Mike Williams, unfortunately, he would be tearing it up right now.
Yeah. I believe so.
I mean, those. I can't really think of any other studs or duds.
Unfortunately, I haven't heard much about Jabril Peppers, but he had a nice punt return. I mean, a kick return, but
yeah, I haven't heard much about
that's about it.
I mean, I heard Mitch Trubisky's doing great, and Deshaun Watson, and
Watson is playing good.
Kaiser.
Trubisky, I only watched Trubisky one game, and he did, granted, look very good.
Yeah. Preseason dud, Mike Glennon.
No,
He's had
great.
He's had like 2 throws for both of them for interceptions, and it's like, oh well.
You know what though?
Preseason stud. I saw my boy, Honey Badger, picked off. I think he picked off Mike Glennon and took it back like 49 yards.
Nice.
Not for a touchdown, but he shook. He shook. I think he shook Mike Glennon too. He knew he was running. And he saw Mike Glennon, and he stopped, and he backpedaled, and he went the other way, and he was like, I'm not getting tackled by the quarterback because I would be made fun of on this team if I get tackled by a quarterback.
Let me tell you something. Let me tell you the difference between Mike Glennon and Blake Bortles. Both of them are duds,
Yeah.
and both of them had expectations to be met this year.
Yeah.
The only difference is, though, is Glennon is getting paid.
Yeah.
He is getting paid.
He's getting paid. And it's
and
unfortunate.
to do nothing.
It's unfortunate because he's going to be getting paid to sit on the bench.
Because it's funny, too, because he got paid last year, too, by the Bucks. I don't
He's
know
getting
what
paid
his...
like $9 million for the Bucks last year.
For doing nothing. I don't know what kind of negotiation skills he has.
But they're
top
superb.
notch because
Yeah.
literally 2 seasons of straight, like, doing nothing. He's making bank. And granted, I did have high hopes for him because I before Jameis Winston came along, I watched him play.
And I liked Mike
He
Glennon.
looked good.
He just had a bad. He was in a bad predicament.
I think he's been on the bench too long. I
But
think
now
that's
it's
it.
just.
Yeah.
He's
Hopefully
rough.
he gets better, and hopefully Bortles gets better because I like Bortles.
Bortles needs to
But-
go sit behind somebody for a year.
He does. You know who would have been perfect for him to sit behind? Brett Favre.
You know where he should go and sit for 1 year? New Orleans.
No, he should. That would
Oh,
be good.
that'd be great. All
That'd
right.
be very good.
So we'll leave our preseason studs, and since we were just talking about Chicago, let's go ahead and go to the NFC North for our division breakdown. Once again, I can't remember who they go up against. I know for a fact they go up against the NFC South. That's for a fact.
Fact. Cold, hard facts.
Cold, hard facts. They probably go up against the AFC South. Yep.
Who knows?
But once again, I'm not going to confuse you guys with it. But in the division is the Packers, the Lions, the Vikings, and the Bears, and that's the division that that's the standings that I actually have them in.
Yeah.
The Packers at 1, Lions at 2. I mean, I actually might switch. You know what? No, I'm going to switch. I'm going to say Packers at 1, Vikings at 2, Lions at 3, Bears at 4. Only reason why I say that is this is Matt Stafford's drop year. He had a great year last year. I can see it dropping this year, especially that defense hasn't gotten any better. I mean, Stafford can go out and throw for 5,000 yards. That defense hasn't gotten any better. But the Vikings have put pieces around them. I mean, the Vikings just upgraded at running back twice because they picked up Cook and Latavius Murray, which that's just going to be a great 1-2 combo.
Mm-hmm.
They still got good wide receivers. They still have a dominant offensive line, and that's the one reason why the Vikings started 5-0, 6-0 last year. Their offensive line was healthy.
Not just
great.
that, their defense was amazing. Like,
And
their defense was like top notch.
Their defense kept them in games that they shouldn't have been winning in. But the Vikings, I can easily see being, now that I'm thinking about it, can easily be a 9-7, 10-6 win team. Yeah. And that's mainly because if Sam Bradford can stay behind, not make mistakes, make the short curl routes, and let Latavius Murray and Dalvin Cook run the ball, let that defense pound on everybody.
Yeah.
I mean, all they have to do, if you really think about it, sweep the Bears, sweep the Lions, that's 4 wins right there.
Yeah.
You split one with the Packers, you're a 5-win team, and then you still have to go up against, the other divisional teams. So I can easily see. I mean, we all know the Packers are going to the playoffs this year.
Yeah.
They
most definitely.
upgraded. They upgraded at receiver with Devontae Adams being their main number 2.
Yeah.
Randall Cobb's going to be their number 3.
Jordy's healthy.
You picked up Martellus Bennett.
Yeah. That was a great addition.
That's going to be a great addition.
He gives that offense attitude that they've been missing. Everybody's quiet on that team. He's giving them attitude. I like that too. Ty Montgomery's their running back.
Ty Montgomery's still their running back? Where'd Jamal Charles go?
I believe so. He went to the Broncos.
He went to the Broncos.
I don't know why.
Eddie Lacy went to Seattle, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I mean...
I believe Ty Montgomery is their gadget man.
I mean, I don't know who they
He's
got as
everywhere.
running back, but I don't think they honestly care at this point.
They don't really need one right now.
At this point, they're... Like I've already said before, like for the Bucks to make the playoffs, they have to have a 1,000-yard rusher just to give Jameis help. For the Packers, they just have to have somebody run for over 500 yards. It doesn't matter who it is, but I mean, Aaron Rodgers doesn't need time in the pocket. He just needs to throw the ball. That's I mean, I can't really think of anything else. Like Aaron Rodgers is legit with the people that are around him. So like I said, the Lions' defense hasn't gotten any better. The Lions have a good offense with Golden Tate and
got a great offense.
But I mean, you shut down Golden Tate, then it's kind of like, oh well, who else you got? Eric Ebron, but Eric Ebron's been very inconsistent his last 2 years. He's been very inconsistent. One game, he'll have 100 yards. The next game, he'll have 5. You know, in 4 drops or something like that.
Don't sleep on my boy Marvin Jones.
I forgot about Marvin Jones. And Amir Abdullah and Theo Riddick. I mean, those are some good backs, but they're also very inconsistent as well. And then the Bears are rebuilding. I mean, Kevin White. I haven't even heard anything of Kevin White this year.
The Bears are just. Should we even talk about the Bears?
I mean,
because there's not much to talk about.
Nothing to talk about. There's a lot of rebuilding going on.
They're kind of like the Browns of the NFC right now.
But the thing is like for the Bears, like you don't know many of their offense and defensive players besides Trubisky and Jordan Howard.
Yeah, I mean,
we
know Kevin White because it's like
he's been the bust.
When's he gonna play?
Right, but like the defense, I don't.
They got Victor Cruz, which I mean that's a solid pickup, but I feel Victor Cruz should have went to like a championship caliber team. Like, can you imagine?
Cruz already won a championship.
No, I
know.
know.
I don't think he cares.
Oh yeah, I guess he might have been chasing the money. But could you imagine if he did go to somewhere like the Packers or even the Lions?
If he would have went to Arizona.
Yeah, or even the Lions. I mean, the Lions. You got to think if he went there, you got Golden Tate, Marvin Jones, and Victor Cruz.
It's a solid
with Ebron.
Setup. Yeah. Solid setup. How do you have the NFC North falling out?
That being said, this is my first bold prediction since we've been back on the podcast.
Ooh.
I believe that the Lions can win this division. I mean, you got to think, they could have won it last year. They were in the lead to win it, but Stafford got hurt. They were going to win that division. And I think they only fell behind 1 or 2 games because the Packers got off to a really slow start. Not saying that'll happen this year, but I mean, the Lions, nothing's really changed. So, being said that, if Stafford can stay healthy, I can see them winning this division. But it's not going to be by much. So my order is Lions, Packers, Vikings, and Bears. And then again, you got 3 teams that could possibly win the division.
Yeah, because the Vikings
defense is very, very good. So, as long as Bradford can't turn the ball over.
And that offensive line stays healthy. That's what got them last year.
Yeah, so the Packers were gifted injuries from other teams last year. I'm not saying they weren't good because they were, but they were gifted injuries. So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and say the Lions will win it. So,
first bold prediction of ProSportsRoom.
I believe it'll happen.
That's crazy, man. You're crazy talking.
Yep. I'm not saying they're gonna win the Super Bowl or nothing, but they will.
Okay. No, this is your first bold prediction. Okay, I was gonna say my my bold prediction was the Jets winning 6 games this year.
No, that's a bold prediction.
It's gonna happen too.
Yeah, that's my first bold prediction.
Well, I can't think of anything else to talk about this week. It's slow week in football. Not a lot going on.
I am happy that white players are now showing support.
Yes, I'm happy about that.
I'm very happy about that.
I'm happy that people are being more vocal about it. They're not just saying, I'm taking a knee to take a knee.
They are standing behind fellow athletes in the NFL, and I think that's a good look. And I mean, not just athlete-wise, it's a good look for, thankfully, finally a white person, stood up or kneeled up and did it. Kneeled up. Yeah. So, I mean, finally, I'm happy it happened.
Like I said, I'm glad that the players are coming out and saying what's actually on their mind. They're not just saying, I took a knee to took a knee.
They're not.
Jabril Peppers came out and said, the 11 of us took a knee and we basically prayed for the health and the mindset of America.
And that was my favorite part.
It's just like, they weren't like, yeah, we took a knee because of this. They're like, we took a knee and we prayed. Like,
yeah,
that we can't fix it, but we can raise awareness.
Yeah.
And we can also say, like, yo.
And they took action by praying, too.
Yep, and they took action by praying through it.
So
it took double action. They prayed and they showed and they basically made an announcement about it.
Yep.
So I'm happy for them.
Yeah, it's about time.
It's about time. Well, it is about time.
It is about time.
We want to thank you guys for tuning in to our third edition of Pro Sports Room of the 2017-2018 season.
Yep.
We didn't got much to go off of here, so we're just going to go ahead and send it off.
Freestyling today.
Yeah, we've basically freestyled it up. So thank you guys for tuning in. Make sure you guys like, comment, share, subscribe, all the business. Yeah. We'll just go from here.
All right, then.
See you guys.
See y'all next week.
Bow!